Hello, thanks for joining me today. I have a controversial subject here. It's about the Missouri State Song. I lived 53 years of my life in Missouri, and that was a state song all the time. Now I've checked on that 2 weeks ago, and it's still the state song. But there are some words in it that don't quite settle well with me, and I would like to sing to you what they are, although I can't sing. Let me explain. I've been born almost deaf. I've been deaf most of my life. I can't carry a tune. I don't know what a note is. I can't, but I love to sing as most deaf people do. We sing when no one else is around to entertain ourselves. This time you happen to be there. These are the words to that, some of the words to the Missouri State Song. Way down in Missouri where I heard this melody, when I was a pickaninny on my mammy's knee, the banjos were humming, the darkies were strumming, the darkies were humming, sweet and low. Oh, that's it with a little mistake there on the end. I'm kind of getting old. I don't remember everything as the way I should. I don't know why Missouri still has that as a state song. I don't know why the black people in Missouri don't rise up and say, hey, what's going on in our state? So I'm just doing this here blog here to try to wake a few people up. As you'll find that most of my blogs that I do controversial things on try to wake people up and get people moving. Anyway, this is the second tape that I've cut on this. The first one, it looked like I was trying to sell my own song because, like I say, I'm hard of hearing it, and I do write, and I do write rhyme, and I do write my kind of music. The one that I have, I don't want to sell it. I just want to tell it. The one I wrote that I'm quite proud of is let the welfare of the people be the law supreme. That's not just what we practice. That is what we practice. That's not just a dream. The hawthorn is our flower. The bluebird sings our song. Agriculture is our power. Industry keeps us strong. Missouri is the show me state, right in the middle of the solid 48. We have our Ozark thrill. We have the Mississippi dill, the home of the Robert E. Lee. Missouri is the mother of the West, and by all means she's still the best. If there's any state better, that's what I gotta see. I'm from Missouri, show me. Branson, Missouri, in the state's southwest, gives us country western music at its very best. Over on the Mississippi side, Cape Girardeau points to Russ David with lots of pride. Russ Lindbergh with lots of pride. Marymount, Missouri, in the great Northwest, is a typical Missouri town at its best. Hannibal, Missouri, on the Mississippi side, is where Tom and Huck took the famous boat ride. Well, I kind of messed that up, but that goes. Truman, Bradley, and Give 'em Hell Harry, they helped us through the war. Stan Musial and a man called Gene Lynn, we've adopted them as our. Missouri is the mother of the West, and by all ways she's still the best. The St. Louis has the Gateway Arch, Kansas City, the Crown Center Mall. Jefferson City is right in the middle, the capital of it all. Missouri is the mother of the West, and by all means, she's still the best. If there's any state better, that's what I gotta see. I'm from Missouri. Show me. Well, that's kind of the way the words to my song goes, and I put that together a few years ago, and I put a few statements in there this week. Stan Musial, I admired as a ball player, and Gene Lynn as a black singer that owns a nightclub in the middle of St. Louis, an enormous successful man and civic leader. Anyway, what I don't like is the state song that they have today. And I don't know why the people in Missouri just don't rise up and say, hey, let's change something. Don't change it to mine, but let's get something that's different, that don't have the Piccadilly and the darkies in it. And this is kind of goes along with a lot of the things that I present on my blog here. That there are many things that I don't like. There's many injustices I ran into in my 82 years of life, and I'll speak up about them. And if you don't like what I say, you speak up about them, and we'll get a little dialogue coming. My producer here, she went out for a minute. She left me a sign here. It says, comment, rate, and subscribe. Comment, rate, and subscribe. That's what she's looking for. She wants people to get going here. And here's my thing, YouTube, Howey51. The Howie comes in as it's a nickname that I've carried with me for a long time. I'm a widower twice. When my first wife died, I remarried. I had two stepdaughters. And they called me by my first name. And my daughter didn't want to keep going dad, 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 father, father, father. So I said, well, let's just go with Howie. And she did. And she's called me that most of my life. And I just love my daughter. In fact, I wrote a song about her that I'll sing someday. Why don't I do it now? I got you now. I'll sing it now. Oh boy, I forgot the words. I'm getting old. My baby said a word the other day. Couldn't understand what she had to say. But she said, goo, 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 and I'm telling you, she said it in the cutest little way. Now she was just sitting there on the floor, playing like she always did before. One out come a word, the cutest I heard, the cutest in many a way. When my baby said a word the other day, I said, baby, oh please say another. She said, mama, oh papa, I want a little brother. Oh, I'm gonna make a record of her voice. And when she grows up to be president, gonna prove her to be the people's choice. My baby said a word the other day. Couldn't understand what she had to say. But it said, goo, 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 and I'm telling you, she said it in the cutest little way. My daughter is 55 now, I believe. I wrote that probably 53 years ago. I have enjoyed my life. I have been deaf most of my life. I even went in the Air Force for 4 years, not being able to hear out of one ear. One of these days I'll tell you a story how I pulled that con off. In the meantime, I'd just like to say goodbye and follow the directions of my producer here. Comment, come back, do it all. Love to have you. Thank you kindly. And it's been very